All right, so I've been slacking off on Core Essentials review. They did send me this a while ago, and finally I'm here. I'm getting back in the game, do a little bit of reviews and all that. So Core Essentials just came out a couple months ago with a battle belt. So this is a little bit different than some of the things that they have done in the past. If you're not aware, Core Essentials has sponsored here the channel, has, been pretty good to my channel, and has supported me here in the Jarhead 6 channel. So support that. And by the way, when they send this, they don't say anything. They don't tell me to say anything. They don't tell me to do, they just send it to me. And they go like, here you go, Fabian, say whatever you want. So again, I'm going to come up here and tell you guys some of the things that I think, some of my opinions, my honest opinions, and you guys know the deal. I've been doing this since 2013. So again, Core Essentials usually do a lot of the dress up belts. If you haven't checked out the website, I put it down below. But, if you want to dress really nice, if you're wearing a nice suit and all that stuff, really nice clothes, but you want a belt that is going to allow you to essentially carry a gun, they do have multiple different ones that work really well. But lately, they have been kind of like stepping up into a different platform. And it's going to be this belt that I'm going to give you a quick impression. It's going to be a battle belt. So let me show you how it comes first. It comes in a little box like this. Obviously, it's going to come with a bunch of little accessories. I'm going to open it up just to show you guys what you're going to have. This thing is super important. This is like the little belt loop. So when you have some of the belts sticking out, it kind of brings it back to you. And obviously, you don't have like a little thing swapping around, right? You got like a little measuring tape. One thing that I really want to mention is that this tape is super important. You can see right here that Core Essentials trying to make it easy for you guys. Some of the information right here. By the way, there's a really good video that they show you how to do that. I'm going to link it down below as well. You got a little bit of accessories right here. This is kind of to tie down that belt buckle. I'm telling you, when you tie that thing down, it is definitely not move. And this is new right here. This is going to be like the little tip of the bell. So obviously once you cut the bell, you want to put a little tip right there to be nice and secure. I haven't seen this in the past, so this is actually new. And here you got the bell, right? And obviously there is different choices out there. There's a black one, there's a coyote. I got the coyote because I don't know why I got the coyote, but that's the one that was sent to me. So here's what you got. You got two different components. You got the first component that is going to be a belt, right? So obviously this is going to be like what you're going to put through your belt loop in here. And obviously this is Velcro. I love this setup. This is not new to me. The reason why I love this is because when you make it to whatever place you're going, or if you don't want to have your belt, your duty belt, or your tool belt, whatever we're going to call it, we take them off and you still have a belt, right? Your pants ain't going to fall out, right? So again, you put this on and then you're going to put the other belt on top. Again, very, very common. A lot of people do put some clips around it to secure it even more if that's something you want to do. But again, you have your regular belt right here. And then obviously it's Velcro. So this is what you're going to put through your belt loop. One thing that I want to mention is this section right here, right? So if you see, this section is flexible. And the reason why is because obviously with the Core Essentials belts, you have some adjustments. You can loose it up. You can bring it a little bit tight. So obviously, once you put this on, this section right here, it's going to allow you to give that little flexibility that you want to have, right? Sometimes when you sit down, you kind of press the belt buckle and you're going to release the belt a little bit. Again, this is going to give you that little flexibility that you're looking for. All right, before I get into the belt, let me show you the belt buckle. This thing is freaking heavy duty, big time. So this is kind of what you have right here. And again, really heavy duty. This thing is massive. Once you touch this, you're going to know what I'm talking about. This thing is pretty heavy duty. So essentially what you have right here is that you have this backing right here, right? So what you're going to do is that you're going to release these two screws. You're going to kind of open it up. Then you're going to stick the belt in there all the way to the back, right? And once you stick it all the way to the back, you're kind of going to go like this, boom. And you're going to secure that in place. And then you're going to tighten those screws. Don't over tight it or anything like that. It's just going to be fine. You just tighten it enough, right? And then if you see this section right here, again, this little section, once you press it, is how you're going to have that track to tighten it up or to loose it up. And again, this little thing is supposed to be facing to the bottom. So again, once you sit down, sometimes I do this with my belt. I just press down and I release it a little bit, right? It's kind of like the same concept of all the belts that they have, but this one is pretty heavy duty. And I know that may be not as important back when I was in the Marine Corps. It's important to look good. When we were in Afghanistan and Iraq, we had to look good, right? We're Marines. So Again, this thing looks pretty cool, right? So I know that's kind of silly, but it is what it is. Here you got the belt. This thing is heavy duty. And I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of things that people talk about this belt. I want to tell you one of the most important things is the fact that it's a 1.75. Keep that in mind because a lot of the holsters are now 1.75. And I'm talking about the belt loop that you're going to kind of put through this. Some of the holsters are usually 1.5 inches, I believe. So they are a little bit smaller. So if you're planning to get this belt, this is not the belt you're going to get to carry your concealed pistol, right? This is a battle belt. This is a belt that you're going to get with the intent to put it on and train and get better. You know, a lot of police officers are going to buy this. A lot of guys that may be in that kind of law enforcement, maybe tactical operations, whatever, like high speed kind of dudes are probably going to buy this. But if you buy this because you want to train, which is nothing wrong with that, by the way, buy it so you could train and you want to set up your own kit that you want to have. Keep in mind that it's 1.75. You need to have the proper holster for this, right? And you kind of see here, and they do sell, which I just looked in the website, there's a lot of things that are not available right now, but they do have a couple different attachments. Obviously you could add up some pistol attachments, AR-15 magazines, pouches, maybe a med kit, maybe a tourniquet. I mean, you name it, guys. You could put all kind of different crap in this, right? So you could kind of see it right here. Here is the track, what Core Essential is actually famous for, and I believe it's going to give you about 20 different sizes. So when you cut this, what you're going to do is that you're going to come up here and you're going to cut it, right? And they do provide you with a video. If you want to watch that video, they do such a good job. But you do cut this and then you put it on to make sure that it works, right? So go ahead and get the tape measure, measure yourself, and then cut it. I would tell you to cut it bigger. Cut it like 2-3 inches bigger, just for you to be 100% sure that you're good. And once you set it up and it looks good and you need to cut it, trim it a little bit more, go 1 inch at a time. Again, this is not penny. This is cost money, so you don't want to waste your money, right? So obviously you're gonna cut it, try it out, and just make sure that it fits nice and comfy. Now look at this thing right here. If you could tell, you do have some MOLLE System in here, so obviously this thing up and up, right? So you got your belt with a MOLLE System set up. Some of the belts that I carried when I was in deployment, they were like this thick, right? They were ridiculous. Nowadays they're doing such a good job with this equipment. I think it carries about 20 pounds, which is a pretty good amount for you to carry a pistol, magazines, and things like that. You can add up suspenders. I've seen people do that a lot, where you could add up some suspenders. Obviously, they're coming here, and it's going to increase the loading capacity. So again, you have your regular belt that is going to be here, and then you're going to have this belt that is going to Velcro to this one, right? And I'm just gonna do it here real quick so you guys could get a first look. Maybe later on we do a video, showing all the gear set up and all that when I get to set it out. But again, you kind of see it right here. So again, really, really nice. So obviously you make it to whatever place you're gonna make it to, and you kind of detach it. Obviously, if you're in a place that is safe, that is secure, you could take this off, put it somewhere, and you still have your belt attached to your pants, right? Okay, so this is just gonna be a first look for you guys to take a look. I just gotta make sure that I cover all the specs and all that. Like I said, 20 different sizings point. Every adjustment is gonna be a quarter of an inch. Reinforced power core center, which means that inside the center right here, it has like this things that reinforce the entire belt. That's pretty standard for Core Essentials. And it's gonna fit people all the way from 24 inches to 48 inches. So you could be a big boy and still have this. Obviously, if you're 48 inches, you don't have to cut it, right? So I'm almost there. I just got to cut a little bit. So again, really, really cool. This is going to be a first look here at the belt for Core Essentials. We appreciate Core Essentials for sending this to the channel. Stay tuned. You're going to see more of that. As always, guys, gotta send control.